Welcome back, fish heads, to another episode of Waterbox Live. If you haven't already, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification bell because we are here every week and we got a lot of really good content coming this year for you guys too.
Don't want to miss anything. And today we're talking about some changes that are happening to some existing product lines.
Yep.
We're going to let you know about those. And we also want you guys to drop in the comments, talk about what you want to see come from Waterbox, new aquarium types, sizes, products, everything. Yeah. A lot of what we do comes off of what you guys have suggested over the time. So we want to hear what is an overwhelming, what people want to see come from us. So.
Yeah, so while we're going through these changes, you guys definitely post that stuff in the comments. If you have questions, please, it could be about anything.
Yes.
Because at every episode we do a Q&A. We like to take your questions. That's what we're here for. That's why we're here live.
Yeah, we talked about it last week, is that the format of the live is changing a bit.
Yeah.
So builds and things like that are going to be more recorded that we're going to put on the YouTube, but we want to make the live more interactive for you guys, asking questions, fish tank stuff, husbandry, products, everything. So we want to spend more time with questions, comments, and all that than we did before previously. And then, like I said, definitely hit those notifications, subscribe to YouTube, because we have a ton of builds and how-tos and informative videos dropping regularly there.
Yeah, it's going to be I think it's a nice change. I actually really enjoyed last week.
Yeah.
It's less rigid. We're not so focused on trying to constrain things into a specific amount of time. Plus, we get to engage with you guys.
And we could never get to all the questions and comments, no matter how hard we tried. Yeah. So this way, we're going to have more time to do so. And we're also giving away 2 Waterbox shirts today, one on Facebook, one on YouTube. And as you can see, we have all kinds of colors available now. Are those on the site yet?
I don't think so, but they will be up very soon.
Okay, so they'll be available soon. So the currency is liking and sharing the stream, but also being active in the comments. Make friends, ask questions, tell us what you want to see come from Waterbox this year, and then you could be one of the ones super comfortable Waterbox shirt.
Yeah, and I also want to know, you guys, I want to hear new aquariums that you want to see, but I also want to know, like, what other products would you like to see? I actually did this on the group one time, and it was very eye-opening. But what kind of products do you want to see? Is there something from freshwater, something saltwater? Whatever it is, put it in the comments. We'll chat about it today.
Yes, I'm excited to see if there's like something that majority of people lean towards, both aquarium and product-wise, that they want to see. So it'll be fun to see that. But first is to some changes that are happening to existing Waterbox aquarium models. Yeah,
so these are not new products. These are just some modifications to the existing products and or names. The first one being, we will be merging the Cube and the Peninsula Mini together. So this is just a merging. So if you were to think of the new product names, think of, you have the Cube 10, you have the Cube 15, you have the Cube 20, and you have the Cube 25. The difference is the 15 and the 25 are the Peninsula style version.
Yeah, so they're just combining them into one range.
Yeah.
Just because they are kind of Cube all-in-one, very similar. So there's condensing into that. Nothing changes with the layout of them.
Yeah, it's virtually the same product. It's just naming. It'll have a new packaging. When you're on the website, you'll go to Cube instead of Peninsula Mini. Now I can hear the Peninsula Mini fans screaming at me right now. I know it's happening. There's a whole Peninsula Mini Facebook group, and I know they're all just going to be. But listen, you guys are the OGs. You can keep calling it the Peninsula Mini if you want. For us, it's a consolidation. Makes it a little bit easier to navigate our catalog. That's the real reason behind that.
Still the Peninsula Mini you love, just named a little bit differently.
Yes.
Yeah, so nothing major there, but it will be condensed into one area on the website and catalog and all that. Yeah.
Something very similar happening along with the Peninsula 3620, 4820, which is our 3-foot and 4-foot Peninsula, which you've seen us do some builds on, is we're moving the 3 and 4-foot Peninsula into the Marine X range. So think of it very similar to how you look at the Cube 15, 25 Peninsula. You look at the Marine X, you're going to have a Marine X 3620 Peninsula, Marine X 4820 Peninsula.
Yeah. So because, honestly, they are Marine X's by design, the sump layout, the type of cabinet.
Dimensions.
Dimensions, all of that. So instead of just having them in 2 separate, it really is just a full Marine X line. That's just your Peninsula style.
Yeah. So think of it as the range, the model, and the style. The Peninsula is the style, right? Because you have a a standard tank that's rectangular, sits back up against the wall,
Yeah.
and you have the peninsula, which is the room divider. So
Yeah.
cool.
So those are the simple ones. Not much changing, just kind of going to end up in a different spot on the website, just naming conventions changing a bit. So design and everything, still the way you love it, not changing there.
Yeah. Good stuff. The next one's a big one, and people have been yelling at me. They've threatened me. No, I'm just kidding.
Answer
They
a
didn't
lot of
threaten me.
questions as to why a certain product is not available
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And that's the
Reef LX.
LX.
Yeah.
So we've said some little tweaks were happening. That's why a lot of the sizes are not available right now, is because it's kind of getting like a relaunch, refresh.
Yeah.
With some changes happening to it.
Yeah, so we wanted to make some technical modifications that made it not only the largest production aquarium in the world, but also just make it a bit more appealing, in regards to the features that it comes with, increasing the system volumes, which we'll show you right now.
First one is height.
So you're looking at the 320.7 here. Yeah, the height is changing. So we're going up from 23.6 inches to just over 25 inches. So you're getting that system volume. So the 320.7 you're looking at here is now the 340.7.
So an extra 20 gallons, a little bit taller.
Yep.
For that change on that. But
Yep.
like the cabinet and all that stuff is staying the same.
Yep, exactly. The primary changes here are to the aquarium itself. The second thing that we are doing on the Reef LX is...
So you'll see the gallon size changes for these. So you'll see the 4 foot's no longer there. And then you're going to see it's now a 240.5, 290.6, and the 340.7. So all the models are increasing their overall gallons.
Yep.
And the 4 foot does go away from the line.
Yep, we did eliminate the 4 foot. But that's a pretty nice lineup. Those were the most popular sizes. So we increased the water volume on them, gave them a new model name. So you should see these coming available for pre-order soon. We don't have an exact date yet. I know there's some people that are a little bit anxious to get these ordered. We're doing our best.
Yep.
Second thing that you're going to see on these guys is something that we have never done.
This is very, very new and different.
Yes.
Very new and different.
But we do this very well, and we do it in other parts of the world on custom tanks. This is a CNC'd Eurobrace. So this Eurobrace is one piece of glass that is CNC'd out. So you can see the different openings there, and you can also see we CNC'd openings for the lighting. So if you're going to go with our Plus Edition lighting, which is pre-configured, pre-designed from Ecotech or AI with the Reef LX, the cutouts are there, so you can already mount the lighting.
Eurobrace has been a very popular request for a long time for aquariums, and it's allowed us to go higher in height than previously before.
Exactly.
So, it's allowed us to make some changes to our models that we haven't been able to do without having some type of Euro bracing on it.
Exactly. So we were able to increase the volume. So you may know, like before, the 320.7 had a double laminated bottom. So it was, I think, double 19 millimeter. No, it was a 30 millimeter total. It was two 15 millimeter laminated pieces of glass, which gave it extra rigidity for just the system volume. But with a rimless tank, you can only go so big before it becomes unsafe. So we wanted to increase the volume a bit. We just need to put that Euro bracing on there, but we wanted it to still look really nice. So we went with the super high-end, one piece Euro brace. Yeah,
it looks really good. It's gonna be very clean. It's gonna keep with the Waterbox clean kind of rimless look, because it's not very noticeable from looking at it straight on and everything. So you're gonna still have that look to it.
Yep. One last thing, I think that was it, right?
No.
One more thing. Yes, the Reef LX will now include a mesh lid system standard with the tank. So as you can see there, we did a rendering here of it, but it's actually going to include our mesh lid system, which is a pretty cool feature. So like Reef LX is our top of the line, top of all of our product ranges. So it's going to have all the bells and whistles, including the mesh lid system.
Yeah. So I think it's a really nice set of upgrades, and it does make it even bigger.
Yeah.
Which is great. If you want a little bit more height or system volume, they're going to give you that, and then just some added features of the lid and the Euro bracing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like I said, not available for pre-order yet, but it is coming up pretty soon.
We've the real reason for giving you guys that info today is because you've been asking for it. They're like, what's going on here? Where's the Reef LX?
Yeah, the Reef LX is not available in 2 sizes right now, and people are very mad about the 7-foot, particularly not being available. So this is why.
Yeah.
Before they start hunting you down, we had to give them some kind of answers.
Right. So now, guys, again, this stream's about product updates. We do have new products coming down the road, right?
Yes.
Can't
So some of them you're probably going to see pretty soon.
Yeah.
We're hoping to be able to announce some new products coming up, but we can't tell you about them yet. So another reason you definitely want to follow us on all the social media, YouTube, all of that, because that's where you're going to hear about it first, hear about when we're going to be doing our announcements. But we still want to know what other things you're looking for. It might be something that is coming now, and it might be something we need to consider if there's a lot of people that are asking for it.
Yeah,
so.
and I want to emphasize, you guys, that we really do look at your comments. Like, I'm looking at them as we're talking here. I want to know what you guys want to see from Waterbox, because, you know, very early on the designs came from our head, but a lot of designs now come directly from your suggestions. So.
That's where the smaller 3 and 4 foot peninsula came from, you know, all-in-one peninsula, and just like all these different sizes, the peninsula mini, like all those came from
I mean, we even had feedback,
for.
you know, with designs like the Reef LX and the Infinia in regards to the cabinetry. People wanted pre-assembled, they wanted aluminum, et cetera, et cetera. So,
all right, so I'm going to take some ideas, comments, all of that from what you guys have been putting in here.
Thomas says he wants a DC adjustable return pump for Peninsula Minis and Cubes.
Oh.
You know, we've looked into that. And I think there might be some, is there some CJ sizes that now fit in those?
I think so, but I don't know if they're adjustable. They have the new...
Yeah, don't quote me on any of this, but I feel like there is a smaller CJ pump now.
I was looking at that, because if there is, we'll have to start...
Is it the STC 3.0, I feel like?
The 3.0, I know if it's an all-in-one, but I don't know about the...
When you guys finish up here with us, maybe go take a look at that, because that could be an option. The real issue with that is, with these nano cubes, we obviously want to keep them economical. When you start looking at a DC pump, while they are better, in my opinion, a lot of times for an aquarium environment, you start looking at a pump that costs as much as the aquarium itself.
So it won't be included, but it's something we definitely need to look at. If we don't already have it listed, we have to look into options for a DC adjustable ones for those. And like our filter chambers, we keep to a minimum size that we can, so we have more display space. So, you know, a lot of times, a lot of pumps are big and bulky when they're DC. So finding the right one that's going to fit in that smaller footprint would also be key.
Yeah, it's challenging, to say the least, to find a DC pump.
But look into it, though.
Yeah, look at the 3.0. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it fits in at least the 25, but I could be wrong.
We make a roller filter for your sumps in the future.
That's a big request.
It is.
We get that a lot. We get that question a lot. Not only make the sumps work with a filter roller, or just make a filter roller.
Yeah, I mean, the certain ones are drop right into the filter sock holder, so there's no modifications. But I think it's like the CaribSea or whatever the one Ecotech Nios is, that you actually have to cut the filter sock holder out and stuff like that to make it. I don't know, man. I'm old school. I like filter socks. I can't help it. I do.
Filter rollers are becoming real big within like the hobbyists, like the I don't want to say professional hobbyists, but like the guys that have been doing it for a while. All I can say, Rusk, is keep asking, get your friends to ask, and at some point we may not have a choice.
This is true. But like, our sock holders are meant to be used with quite a few of the ones that are just drop in. So it's like it's an easy conversion.
Yeah. Frederick says, are custom tanks available in the U.S.? Frederick, great question. So we do make custom tanks. We're doing it for a while, just not here in the States. It's a bit more tricky here in the States logistically. I can tell you that it's not off the table, but I just don't know when.
Yeah.
So some of our international distributors, like down in Australia, are doing it right now. We make aquariums, we make them very well, and we can make custom tanks, but just keep your eye out. That's all I can say.
Can you guys show me how to remove the removable weir teeth on the Marine X 60.2? Mine will not come off. I think for the first time you do it, it does take a little bit of pressure because it does clip in to where it's not going to fall off easily, and it's not like, you know, going to let extra water and stuff pass through. It is something, though, I will keep in mind to make a video.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because we don't have a video on like taking off and removing and cleaning the weir teeth for those. So I will add that to the queue of like how-to informational videos that we are doing. And that'll end up on YouTube at some point.
Yeah, keep in mind, Bearded Reef, that there's two pieces, right? So you're not taking off the entire plastic section, you're only taking off the front section. So if you look on the top, there's like, you can see, the gap. You want to basically kind of get your fingers down in there, maybe just give it a little pressure with a screwdriver or something like that, and it'll pop off. You just got to be gentle.
Yeah.
I'm going
to make a video on that
Don't be
soon.
too aggressive.
I loved her face when you said screwdriver.
I was like,
oh, don't stick a screwdriver in it. Well,
I mean, you can. Just be really careful.
You can do it with your fingers. I mean, you just got to get enough pressure on it to pull back on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep in mind, it's two pieces. We've had some unfortunate customers in the past that just ripped the whole thing off, and they're like, my overflow broke.
How it
I'm like, oh
works.
yeah, it's because you ripped it off. So, lots of stuff coming in. Fish Pony said, I know, I'm enthralled by the comments. Sorry.
Not there.
Fish Pony says, I have an aquarium idea that I have not seen any company using. Who can I talk to about it?
Us right now.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to share it with
Oh,
everybody.
I see. Okay.
Shallow
Yeah, yeah. I guess reach out to support. They can get you in contact with me or somebody else.
Yeah, there you go. Now I'm kind of curious, but now I can't know. The heck?
Paul says, so I'm not ready for salt water, so I'm going to go fresh. Will I still be able to use the wave makers in a freshwater tank?
Yes. So depending on what you're keeping and what size wave makers, generally you're going to need much smaller wave makers in there, because if you're doing freshwater, depending on the types of fish or if it's planted, you don't need as heavy flow as you would as in like a reef tank.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to size appropriately, and depends on fish and plants and that kind of stuff. A lot of times you don't necessarily need them until it gets a little bit more stocked, but it's also good to kind of prep towards if you want to make the swap to saltwater, you're not having to change everything as well. And like if you go with the Neros or the MP40s or something similar to that, is you can adjust them down to much lower flow and run them low flow for freshwater, and then if you decide to go to saltwater, they would have the ability to then ramp up to a higher speed.
Cool. Jacob says, would love to see a few sizes of drop-off tanks. We've actually had that come in numerous times over the period of Waterbox. I lost my pen. All right.
Pulling it around. Yeah, I mean, I have seen a handful kind of just consistent requests for that, but I just don't know overall how many people.
It's
would
very
want-
specialized.
Yeah.
I can say that.
But you never know. Also, maybe one day if there's custom, that's an option there.
You know where that becomes difficult, Jacob? And I'm just thinking about it as cabinetry.
Yeah. And it is flow and stuff too, because the down area, a lot of stuff settles. It's hard.
Yeah.
You can't put a power head in a shorter area here. And I have seen like the logistics and running points of a drop down are not as easy as just a standard aquarium as well. So things to kind of consider for that shape is you're going to come across a couple hurdles you wouldn't have in a normal shaped aquarium.
Yeah. Whatever. I think there might be a good market for a really nice 40 breeder size tank. I want to replace mine with something nicer, and I can't find anything nice. What is the dimensions on that? I forget, but it's like 40 by...
And I think a 40 breeders, 36, 18, 18?
Something like that?
I think so. I think it's around 36, 18, 18 or
What's our
16
clear
or something.
3620?
So 3620 by
What's the height?
18, I think.
I think our clear 3620 siege entry is about that size.
It's definitely taller than a breeder. So maybe the breeder's like 16 tall.
We have like 70 different sizes of aquariums, so I have trouble remembering the exact dimensions on everything. There's some I can just rattle off, but
40 breeder. I have to look at that. I think that's what I have as a reptile tank. So
they're very popular and like, just with like standard tanks.
Yeah. Let's look at that.
Seeing
See how much it
people used to
varies.
use them as like sumps back in the day.
Yeah.
It's really easy to set up. You buy the tank, you glue some glass into it.
See how much it varies by it.
Piece of the Ocean says gray stand like the new models.
I have seen actually a couple people say that, of how the silver kind of brushed aluminum look
Yeah.
of the Infinia stand is something they'd like to see in other cabinets. The thing with that is, like, it has to be one of the aluminum framed stands to use that kind of color.
Yeah.
And a lot of our other models are the UV coated plywood or something like that.
Right.
Which you can't. I don't think you can really do a gray color in as
You
well.
could do it. You could do it with the paint, but again, you never know.
All right, gray silver stands for all the different models. All right.
There's a lot around the sumps.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw this one.
How about different sumps? You can have a standard sump with socks, or sumps with a space for a filter roller, et cetera, and have the option to buy them separate. It's a cool idea.
Yeah. Some different
Yeah.
sump options that people can kind of pick and choose their layout and design.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
actually
cool.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Different size ATOs, refugium, no refugium. You could kind of really go wild with the different options on that.
Yeah, good idea.
I like
Cool.
that.
John says, what about Reef LX Peninsula style?
That would be a huge peninsula, and I have seen a lot of people on the Reef LX.
It's certainly
wanting that.
possible. Like I said, we got a lot of new stuff coming out this year. I would just keep your eye out in the coming weeks and just, yeah.
You never know. I like that idea though.
It sounds like I'm really like pushing the fact that that might be happening, but all I can say, like the way I'm saying it. But yeah, just keep an eye out.
That'd be pretty cool though. That's a 30-inch wide peninsula.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, we look at this one. We have the 320.7 right here. If you're looking at it this way, like a peninsula style, it'd be a
Yes.
very wide. You definitely have to have a big open floor plan for something that big, being
Yeah.
that much wider.
Yeah, certainly possible for sure. It's just a matter of configuration. Piece of the Ocean says, any plans on canopy for Reef LX or any other tanks? I'm gonna have to, I mean, I can't tell you what 3 to 5 years looks like, but for right now, I'm gonna give that a hard no.
Yeah. Canopy, I know there's people in the group that ask about it too, and like,
Yeah.
you cannot put a canopy on the aquarium because it's
Yeah.
not meant to support that kind of weight. You can make a floating one, but I don't know. I feel like the trend goes towards that open, clean look, and the lights are so nice now with the brackets hanging, however, that they don't take away from the look like it used to. You used to have like 4 tubes of T5s and some metal halides. Like,
You gotta hide all
needed
that
to hide
junk.
it because
All
it
the
was
wires that are running all over the place. Yeah.
Whereas now, like, it's very clean looking. I feel like that's more where the trend goes. But just as a word, do not make a canopy and place it on your aquarium.
Yeah.
It
These
is not meant to
yeah,
support
no.
that kind of weight and that pressure points.
Yep. I could see the desire for it though, because maybe you have a home that has kind of like a traditional style to
Yeah.
it, where it's like the moldings and all that other stuff, but we just don't have it. Eric says, I ordered a 190 LX. Are those still going to be shipped, or do I need to find a new tank? No. If you have it on order and customer service hasn't reached out, you should be good.
Yeah, there's still a handful of the regular LX models that are around,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the 7-foot, like, for sure. No more of that until the new ones. But the other sizes, we do have some more incoming.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, we'll switch over to the new version.
Yeah, I really, really liked the 190.4. I think the dimensions were awesome. One of the best 4-foot tanks in the industry. But a lot of things boil down to just optimization and demand. Plus we have an Infinia 4-foot, which also has really good dimensions on it. So that's the direction you would go if you wanted the previous 4-foot Reef
Yeah,
LX.
having so many 4-foot models didn't
Yeah.
kind of work out. So we got the Infinia as the next 4-foot. But yours should still be good.
Yeah, for sure. Ryan says, I have a Marine 50.3 tank stand with a broken tank. Can we buy the tank separate? Ryan, I would suggest reaching out to customer service. I really don't think you would have a problem getting that handled. They're probably like, shut up. No. No, we'll get you handled. No worries.
Yeah, that's it for questions.
All right. That's some good. I like to put some questions in there, some suggestions.
I like just being able to, I like this format because I like just being able to talk about something and I'm not like, we got to move on to the next part of the subject.
Yeah, it was really tough like doing builds or like hands-on stuff like in that short amount of time. So I like the format too. It's more casual, more engaging with you guys, answering more questions.
Come on, guys, we're gonna get to the winners of the shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Keenan's like, hurry up.
He's like, let's go. Okay, so
Where are we
totally
at?
threw me off.
I know, because you guys say you like being relaxed. I'm like, no, go.
Keenan's like, this is not chat hour. This is chat half an hour, please. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. YouTube channel, social media, all of that, because that's where you're going to see a lot of announcements, new videos, and also, you know, when new streams are coming up that might have product announcements happening. So subscribe, hit the notifications, all of that stuff. And I guess we're giving away 2 shirts because Keenan says now is the time.
Guys, if you don't know, we give away.
Oh my God! They are rushing this.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to say this was so relaxed. Simon Beland and Piece of the Ocean.
Email winners at waterboxaquariums.com. Obviously, they're just going to shut us down at 30 minutes.
He had already pressed the button.
Guys, what? I feel like they have a lunch date or something. What is happening? Yeah. Congratulations. We won't let them rush us next time. That's cool. We're gonna take extra slow.
We're gonna
next
block
time.
out like 2 hours from now.
We're just gonna the longest stream ever.
We're just gonna chill. We're gonna talk. We're gonna hang out with these guys. We're gonna make friends.
And y'all are gonna be stuck here. So definitely tune in live. Are we sticking with 12 o'clock?
Sure.
I don't know what we're doing.
Sure. What do you guys think about 12 o'clock?
Yeah, do we like 12? Did we like it better at 1? We're just trying to figure out, you know.
I see some people saying they can't watch at 12.
Yeah.
But
we got about 4 comments today, like, oh.
The 12 is too early. We are doing 1 for the longest time. So we're gonna see if that works too, or do we have like some random 3 or 4? I don't know.
I know that we're working on maybe doing a Friday, like a late Friday, right?
Yeah, so I think we're talking about like roughly like once a month or something, coming on like doing a separate stream of Fridays, kind of in the evening, and just purely just kind of answering questions, hanging out, talking, back to our little happy hour time.
Yeah.
Just trying to give something a little bit later, and then also just completely just like really just chill and, you know, talk and answer questions and kind of hang out kind of deal.
It's very difficult to find the appropriate time because like we have people watching on the West Coast, we have people watching all the way in Europe.
Yeah, I mean,
in Australia. I mean, so like we can't necessarily match
everything. We're
everybody's
just trying to
time
figure out
zone.
what that maybe common time that makes the most people happy.
Yeah, of course it's always
So-
cool to be here live with us, but you can watch it after the fact too.
Yeah. But so next week we'll be back at some time on a Wednesday, and
TBD.
TBD. Keep an eye out. We'll schedule it and all that. But we're gonna talk about inverts in your saltwater tank. We're just kind of chat about good inverts. Just talk about it, answer all your questions that you might have. So definitely join us.
Yep. I do want to say real quick too, Aquashella in Orlando is February 26th and 27th. Not that I'm promoting it, but you might see us there.
Yeah, you might
there's
wander
a
around.
possibility.
So
So if you guys don't know about it, really cool aquatic show in Central Florida, so check that out.
they got reptiles and aquatics
Everything,
and all kinds
freshwater,
of cool stuff.
saltwater, reptiles.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next week.
See you. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Remember, you can visit us online at waterboxaquariums.com.
We're live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching. See you next week.